Welcome to the Branding Expert Show. I am Susie Liberatore, owner and art director of Visions2images, and I help businesses get their branding on track with my unique strategies and processes. With over a decade of experience, I helped corporations and mid-sized businesses create an unforgettable vision identity. I'm excited to have this podcast so that everybody can learn a little bit about branding as well as the entrepreneur world, because we all know how tough and rough it can be. So without further ado, I want to announce today's guest. Hi, everybody. This is Susie Liberatore, owner and art director of Visions2images. And today on my podcast, I have Erich Weiss, franchise owner of Cuyahoga Falls in Ohio. I'm super excited to have him on. I love Chick-fil-A, so it's always great to connect with him. And I'm super excited. Hi, Erich.
Hey, Susie. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Couldn't be better.
Good. So tell us how you got started in this Chick-fil-A journey.
Yeah, it was totally a God thing how I came to Chick-fil-A. So let me explain. I had never worked in the quick service industry in my entire life. I'd worked some retail at a drugstore. I was a bank teller in college, those type of jobs, but never had a food job. I don't know why, but just never did. So in my small town, there wasn't any type of fast food restaurants, I guess, is the main reason. But so I was in college. We ate a lot of pizza, spent late nights, and then me and my friends decided, hey, it would be great to own our own pizza restaurant. We all love pizza. Of course, that never came to fruition, and but my friend at the time opened a Chick-fil-A. I had never heard of Chick-fil-A, and that was like in the late 1990s. Never heard of them, never had their food. So he opened the restaurant. I had the food and I was hooked. I couldn't believe how good a chicken sandwich could actually be in this world. Yeah. And then the waffle fries are amazing. So, so him and I were in a Bible study together, and so he and I would often talk about the business, and I was glued to any of his stories about how the operations went and the influx of team members and their conversations, while the other people in Bible study are like, enough of Chick-fil-A already. Right. So when he and I parted ways, I had another job, he would periodically reach out to me and say, hey, you should try Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, I really love the current job I'm in. So one time he called and said, hey, I just want you to know that there is a franchise open in Beachwood, Ohio. It's an existing franchise. I'm like, oh, wow. I don't believe in coincidences, because my wife and I had been to the Beachwood Place Mall for the very first time like 2 days before.
Oh my gosh.
We'd seen that Chick-fil-A. We're like, oh, there's Chick-fil-A. And so we talked about that, like that opportunity. And then my friend called. And so I told my friend, yeah, I think we're going to pray about this. And he was totally floored, because I told him no so many times, you know. So wife and I prayed about it, and then we had a couple of interviews. 2 months later, I was at Chick-fil-A. I couldn't believe it. Usually it takes, mine's an abnormal story, but on average, a couple years if you even do get in.
Oh, wow.
But right now, there's, I think, 25,000 applications for a franchise, and they choose 80 a year. I don't know what the math is, but it's got to be really low.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of my journey. And that was at Beachwood. I was at Beachwood Place Mall, the Chick-fil-A franchise there, for about 4 years. And then my family lives closer to the Akron area. So when the Chick-fil-A at Cuyahoga Falls, or Chick-fil-A at Chapel Hill, as it's known right now, became available as a potential franchise, I decided that would be the better place for me and my family. And here ever since.
Yeah, I love that place. I love it, and I love the little kids area and stuff. My son loves playing in that.
Yeah.
The waffle fries, they're out of this world. Everything is just so amazing there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us kind of what you're most excited about. Are you kind of doing anything, sponsoring anything? I know you're very active in the community. Tell us what you're excited about.
Well, it's kind of ongoing, but this year I told the team kind of we're getting back to basics, training and encouragement. It's kind of our core values. Our vision statement for this particular restaurant, Chick-fil-A has a vision statement too for the chain, of course. Chick-fil-A wants to become the world's most caring company. But our vision statement is an acronym called PIPER: People Impacting People, Employer of Choice, and Restaurant of Destination. So there are a lot of acronyms out there. So people impacting people, meaning we want to be involved in the community. We want to be involved with our guests and with each other. And that how that looks like is we want to be an encouragement to each of those prongs: community, guest, team member. One little unknown detail, I guess, is that nearly 99.9% of our food waste goes to the Haven of Rest through a program that Chick-fil-A and the Haven of Rest have set up for the community. So there are certain guidelines that we have to meet every single day, which we do, and then the Haven of Rest comes and picks up that food. And one of our team members ate at the Haven of Rest, or was out the Haven of Rest on a tour, and saw how our food was being repurposed for people who are homeless or in need at that particular moment in their life. So it's really great that we're able to do that. So yeah, the other thing I think is, our store tries to be a source of encouragement, not only to each other who's working there, but the community and at large, and of course the guests that come in contact with us. We donate, I don't know, $60,000 or $70,000 worth of coupons and food every year, also to the community. It's almost half of what my office manager does on a weekly basis is just the answer donation calls and emails. So
that is amazing. I'm so glad that you guys are able to give back and help to the homeless in a variety of ways. So thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're excited about this year. And we also know that year 2 of construction starts in April. So that's always a journey to go through that. But obviously, the road that they've gotten done already is amazing. So can't wait till the whole thing is finished.
Yeah, totally. Yes. I'm glad that it's opened up a little bit more because it was bizarre to try to get in there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exciting. That's super exciting. So it's going to be done in April?
It's going to start back in year 2 for April, and then it'll end, I don't know, I think the last part of it will be October 15th, but I think because they got so much done last year because the weather was so good, I think we're going to get done early, but I'm not positive on that fact.
Right. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. That's a busy road and everything, and it's just going to be so much better.
Oh, yeah, it's a very busy road. Yes.
So my last kind of question to you is, if anybody kind of wanted to start this entrepreneur journey or start a franchise with Chick-fil-A or anything like that, like what kind of advice would you give to somebody?
Well, the advice is, first, there's twofold. One is you really have to want to own your own business and not just do it for profit or it sounds cool, but something that you're interested in, the area that you're interested in. It has to be a passion. And so for me, it was pizza, but it ended up being a great product in the Chick-fil-A sandwich with the brand name of Chick-fil-A for me.
Yeah.
Secondarily, I think once you are able to find that passion and able to develop a franchise, for me, it also has to be the right fit culturally. So for me, Chick-fil-A, as it moves forward, is different, I think, than most of our partners in quick service. And that as I step into other restaurants and, I eat other quick service, of course, now people are going to the touch screen ordering where there's not even a person around, it's simply a touch screen. Now, while we have the app, and I think that's awesome that we have the app because you're able to skip lines if you want to take out. But our inside, if you're using the app and you're sitting down, you still get the food delivered to you, and it's a face-to-face interaction. But what I love about Chick-fil-A is the face-to-face interaction and the positivity and encouragement that can come from that. We systemize that positivity and encouragement because that's what I want to come from our store. And so you can't just say someone's encouraging unless there's some, facts about that person, right? So we have 95 employees, so we have to systemize stuff around them to make sure they're encouraging the community, guests, and each other. So until it becomes habit, like the my pleasure, right?
Right.
I didn't grow up saying my pleasure when everyone said thank you. To me, it was a foreign phrase. And same with these kids and adults that come through here. But because we make them say it, and with that kind of attitude, the my pleasure attitude, it becomes culture. It becomes they do it at home, even though they might not have the attitude to back it up sometimes, but
Right.
it becomes that way. And so we believe that the consistency of that type of system at our store will lend itself to become culture here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. I love it. You guys are always very friendly, and it's even going to other Chick-fil-A's. I feel like there's a lot of similarities there for sure. So it's kind of that brand image that you guys have for sure.
Yeah, see, the thing is, we don't totally embrace technology here. There are a lot of things we do. We order outside, face-to-face ordering, the drive-through.
Right.
Technology is a wonderful thing. But as we get more and more technology savvy, we lose what I think God has designed us to do, the physical touch, the encouragement verbally. I do almost all my banking online. So when you come in Chick-fil-A and you're actually greeted by a person and have a conversation, and you're not looking at your phone all day or playing video games, it's just it's what God meant us to have. And so it's a refreshing time at Chick-fil-A.
Love that. I love it. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. It's great to have that interaction. I don't ever order through like an app. I don't do Dash Door. I don't do any of that stuff. I mean, I get people might want to do it for quick stuff, but when I go out to eat Chick-fil-A or anywhere really, I mean, I want to go there, sit down, eat, and then get my food and stuff. Like, the lines are going to be there because it's Chick-fil-A. Like, it doesn't matter. You're going to get it at the same time. So
right.
I'd rather have the interaction and make sure my order is right and everything like that than to order it online and go through it.
I agree with that personally, just that we have a whole culture coming through that, has grown up in this. So I totally understand what their needs are also, and you have to, so I totally get it. So we're trying to, do both, where we're still having face-to-face and also technology. So sometimes it's a fine line, sometimes it's not. So.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. Is there anything else that you wanted to say on here?
No, just come check us out if you haven't had Chick-fil-A. We're at 420 Howe Avenue in Cuyahoga Falls on the main exit 4 off of Route 8. So
perfect. All right, yeah, go get some Chick-fil-A. It's delicious always. And thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Susie, for having me.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you so much for listening in to the Branding Expert podcast today with Susie Liberatore. We hope that you were able to take away some great stuff, and make sure to check out the links from your guest expert and branding expert that was on today's episode.